Let's do that again. 15:15 now proudly brings to you the GTS podcast, Guys Talking Smack. The show where we talk about whether Smackdown was a smack up, smackdowner, or a smack in the face. This is your boy EJ the King.
It's your guy J.Fields.
And Smackdown Live took place this weekend
in Des Moines, Iowa.
Home of the architect, Seth Rollins.
This is true.
Also,
home state. Is he from Des Moines?
I don't know. He's from Iowa, though. I thought
he was from Spokane. That's Washington. I just messed that all up.
I just know when he was in Des Moines, he was there last time. He got a big pop. So
yeah.
Also, it's where Big E played college football.
He went to Iowa.
Iowa Hawkeyes. Did you know Big E was going to be recruited? Remember we listened? He was going to be recruited from Memphis. But he didn't show up.
Yeah.
That's when they was heels. They was just talking bad about Memphis.
Talking bad about Memphis.
Yeah.
When they came down the Raw, they were still bad guys.
He said, "Glad I missed that boat." He was like, "I had to find an interview. That interview was funny as hell." But that's all I got.
Yeah, they went in. Also, and this is we're gonna have to fact check this, but I heard through the grapevine that this was Des Moines, Iowa was the first place where I'm just joking. I'm not gonna do it.
No, what?
No, but seriously, I think I heard this was the first place where the very first blowjob took place. in the history of them.
The first blowjob
in Des Moines, Iowa. We'll have to fact check it. Well, there's no way to fact check it unless she's still alive. I don't know. Either way, but that's just little birdie.
Okay,
little birdie.
That was an awesome fact there, sir.
Right. We got to give shout out to where we got to give shout out to all the places that SmackDown comes to.
Sound like a Dave Chappelle fun fact. Like you know how they did the history thing. First on the toilet. First blowjob.
Mud butt.
All right. Before we get down with the rundown, J.Fields, you have a match to watch for?
Indeed. My match to watch for this week it comes from Progress Wrestling, Chapter 46. I like to chill out here and shoot some dinosaurs. That's the name of the show.
Really? I saw that on the top of your paper.
They name their shows like randomly, but they always tie in somehow to what's going on with the show or like something that's happening with their company or whatever like that. Chapter 46, I like to chill out here and shoot some dinosaurs. And the match to watch for this week was Axel Dieter Jr. Remember that name, people. You're going to be hearing that name quite a bit here soon. And Mark Haskins. Two technical wrestlers. Mark Haskins, to me, is like the British CM Punk. Like, when I tell you the people over in England, over in the UK, they love that guy. Like, he's over, and like he has kind of a real rough. He's like the old school CM Punk with like the blonde hair with dark streaks, black tights, black boots. Axel Dieter, black tights, black boots, like real common basic looks. But when it comes to the technical wrestling and like the hard hits, like they bring it. Like it was a really good match. It wasn't like it's not the typical match that I guess you would probably expect for me to give, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of those two.
Okay.
I think that their styles mesh well together, and I don't always get a chance to see good technical wrestling all the time. So just to see that over the weekend when I checked it out, it was refreshing because I saw when I looked at the card before I clicked the show, I saw the card. I said, "Oh yeah, I gotta see that," and I was very, very, very pleased with what they were able to put together. You know what I'm saying? Mark Haskins won with the sharpshooter. Like he has this really sick looking sharpshooter that he does. Like
Really?
he don't just stand up like Rock. Like this dude, like
Rock has
literally,
the most, like, probably the worst sharpshooter I've ever seen. So don't.
yeah, I know. It's not like Brett. It's not like Sting, Scorpion, Deathlock. Like he literally locks in the sharpshooter and then he lays on his back and just pulls your leg back.
Okay.
Like gruesome. It was cool though. Really good match.
And you can catch that on what?
Progress Wrestling, chapter 46.
All right.
I like to chill out here and shoot some dinosaurs.
That's crazy.
I love Progress Wrestling. I do.
All right. Moving on to news and rumors. The Big Red Machine turned 50 today. Shout out to Kane.
Shout out to Kane.
We was hard on Kane probably this time last year.
Yeah.
And probably a little bit earlier. Not this year, but like I guess towards the end of the summer, because he was still playing a factor on the show.
He was still like popping up.
Yeah. So he's taking the back seat and helping out Baron Corbin in the process, and like it's benefiting well for Baron Corbin as well. By the way, as you can, if you watch Talking Smack, then anything previous before that, you see Baron Corbin, the character is getting better and better each week. But yeah, shout out to the Big Red Machine. He played a big factor in our growing up. He
first Hell in a Cell match. Interference.
Scared the shit out of me when he first came out. I'm like,
scared the hell out of me
too. That's a big motherfucker.
When he had that thing up to his neck, that voice
that didn't make it no better.
That didn't make it any better.
Yeah. But he ripped the cage off. I mean, like that was the debut I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Bad Blood.
Yes, Bad Blood 97.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once again, shout out to Big Red Machine.
Soon to be mayor of Knoxville.
Yeah,
maybe.
He'll get my vote.
Maybe.
There.
If I lived there, I'd vote. Big Orange Country.
And speaking of Baron Corbin was suspended due to his altercation on Talking Smack. Shane McMahon sent out the following tweet. On Talking Smack. Hold on. On Talking Smack, am I reading that right? On Talking Smack, we're irresponsible and unprofessional.
Oh no, it's this one, then that one.
Okay, I was reading it wrong. I'm sorry, people. It is never acceptable for an athlete in any sport to put their hands on an official. In WWE, no exceptions. Baron Corbin's action on Talking Smack were irresponsible and unprofessional. He has been fined and suspended for 1 week, effectively immediately. So Baron Corbin is off TV for 1 week.
What a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. I guess did they have a program in NXT? Sammy and Baron?
They did, and that's when the three of them, him and Samoa Joe.
Oh, that's when he made them tap out at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that. I was trying to think they had like a one-on-one program together.
They fought one-on-one a time or two, but
Okay.
It was mostly just trying to figure out who's going to be the number one contender.
Fast forward to the future, who you think come out of the shoot?
Sammy's going to have to come out.
Sammy's turn.
Yeah, it's Sammy's turn to come out. And I don't know if this is a part of the review or not, but I will say that I like the fact that, and I think I just want to say that I think WWE should take note of this by not letting the bad taste last for so long.
Yeah.
Because Baron Corbin lost on SmackDown, and he immediately got their heat back. And we don't get that a lot anymore.
Right.
Like, it just goes on and on. Like, somebody does something, they lose a match, and then it may be another week, another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe never. When they rebound off of that and get that
momentum back.
Yeah. And like they took advantage of it with allowing Baron Corbin to get his momentum back. Even though he got pinned, even though he took a haluva kick on SmackDown on the live show, he was able to come back and beat the hell out of Sami Zayn. You know what I'm saying? On Talking Smack. And we know that's gonna play a factor into their storyline and feud going forward. So just kudos. That's one thing that you did right.
Yeah, he got a track record, getting people backstage after they cost them something, or anything. Because that's what he did to Dean Ambrose as well. Like Dean cost him the WWE title at Elimination Chamber, and he kicked his ass, and then kicked his ass backstage again. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I agree. And last but not least, if you watch SmackDown once again, you will hear in the review that J.Fields will supply to you later on that Rusev made an announcement to Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, say he's not coming back until he gets a title match at Money in the Bank. And he sent out the following tweet. I'm just tired. After all I've done, I have never had a championship match. I was undefeated for a year. Now it's my way or the highway. Big words.
Shout out to Rusev for finally saying something about it.
It is true, though.
I mean, he's good. He's too good to not have been in a world title match by now.
But like, remember how I always used to say, Rusev is before all the bullshit, but Rusev is the SmackDown version of Bray Wyatt on Raw. That's how they was treating him. Like, you got this massive talent who can hold his own on the mic, has an awesome valet, if you want to call her that, / wife, as in Lana. I mean, things were working, and nothing's coming out of it. You know, he drops his title to Cena, and then he ended up getting it back. But who he dropped to now after that? Who had the U.S. title after Cena? I know Del Rio took it from him.
Yeah,
but
Kalisto beat him.
Ryback. I can't think right now. But I know Rusev got it back, and he ended up losing it again.
Who did he lose it to?
I don't know.
How did Kevin Owens get it? Jericho won.
Kevin Owens got it from
who did Jericho?
Roman Reigns. Oh, that's what happened.
Roman Reigns.
He beat damn it.
Yeah. Oh my, that's horrible.
I just
John Cena and Roman Reigns. You had to take a loss to them. Both of those programs were horrible.
And the reason makes it my point even more. Bray Wyatt also took WrestleMania AL
and the SummerSlam.
Yeah,
SummerSlam and the WrestleMania lost to
Roman Reigns and John Cena. So
I hate those guys.
Yeah. Oh, listen to RBU.
Yeah,
they do us justice for Roman Reigns. Shout out to Ismail Estero.
My ride home.
Yeah, but that's all the news and rumors I have this week. So let's get down with the rundown. J.Fields, what happened on Smackdown Live?
All right, Smackdown Live took place live from Des Moines, Iowa. The show kicked off with Shinsuke Nakamura making his entrance to the ring for an interview with Renee Young. Before the interview could get started, Dolph Ziggler interrupted and proceeded to kind of come out and basically just kind of take shots at Nakamura, saying that he was like Michael Jackson. He was Michael Jackson. He was an imposter. He was really Michael Jackson. And Shinsuke Nakamura was actually his alias to cover up the fact that he was Michael Jackson. Following that, they had a quick brawl where Dolph Ziggler hit the like a super kick to the stomach, and Nakamura hit a suplex and went for the Kinshasa, but Dolph Ziggler rolled out the ring.
And then Shinsuke said, "Come on!"
I love it. I love it. Following that, we got a rematch from last week's SmackDown Live. We got AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin with KO at ringside on commentary yet again. This week, we saw AJ Styles win with the sunset flip, and Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens decided to attack AJ Styles after the match, and Sami Zayn ran to the ring to make the save. He hit a haluva kick on Baron Corbin. Kevin Owens knocked Sami out the ring. He hit a pop-up power bomb on AJ Styles to further their program for Backlash for the U.S. title. Following that, we got American Alpha defeating the Colognes in 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Why are you giving us the time, J.Fields? Because it was a beat the clock challenge to determine the #1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team title. You don't try. 5:17, remember that time? So that was the time to beat, and there was going to be another tag team match later on in the night to determine if they were going to remain the #1 contenders or someone else was going to beat the clock. Following that, on the Titantron, we got Rusev demanding the title opportunity at Money in the Bank, which is what EJ just mentioned. He was on the he's basically like in a workout facility, basically saying that he demanded a title match, and if he didn't get it, he was going back to packing his bags and going back to Bulgaria.
Moscow,
my handsome Rusev. Then Becky Lynch was backstage with Dr. Fuentes, and she was being asked about the Queen, Charlotte's arrival to SmackDown, and she said she didn't really have a problem with the way that she did things. Then Natalya, Tamina, Carmella with James Ellsworth, they showed up and kind of surrounded her and said, "Hey, you're either with us or against us. You got tonight to figure it out." Following that, we got a no disqualification match with our WWE champion, Randy Orton, versus Eric Rowan, in which we saw Randy Orton win with an RKO. Post-match, Randy Orton got on the mic and cut a very terrible, dry, atrocious promo about his House of Horror match with Bray Wyatt this Sunday at Payback. And then Jinder Mahal interrupted with by basically saying that Randy Orton was overlooking him and that he should be Randy's main focus. He got in the ring and basically said that, you know, people treat him different, but he has more wealth. He has more pedigree. He has more talent. He has more everything than everybody, including Randy, and he's going to be the next WWE champion. Then he speaks to all the fans in India in his native language, Punjabi. And then he tries to sucker punch Orton, but Orton blocks. And then the Singh brothers come down to the ring and assist Jinder Mahal in taking down Orton. And then Jinder steals the WWE title. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Following that, Breezango defeated the Ascension in 2 minutes and 41 seconds to become the new #1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles in the Beat the Clock #1 contender challenge. So now they will go on to face the Usos at Backlash. And in our main event, we got Charlotte versus Naomi in a no contest after attacks from Carmella, Tamina, and Natalya. There were chants from the crowd for Becky Lynch, but we got no Becky Lynch. She gave an explanation on talking.
No Becky.
No Becky. But we did get an explanation for why we didn't get it on Talking Smack. And then, folks, we also got a promo from Bray Wyatt, like a video package from Bray Wyatt about the House of Horrors match. And that, folks, was your Smackdown live from Des Moines, Iowa.
All righty.
Oh, BTS.
It is time for our Smack Up, Smack Downer, and Smack in the Face. Kicks off with your boy this week. So, my Smack Up this week was the main event. Hot tag. All right, we didn't have none last week. So
not a one.
So, yeah.
We're back.
It's good to have another tag match. But what can I say, man? I mean, you know, last week we, pretty much dissected the match and said it was kind of here and there. It was okay. It was a decent match. And I also said that I hate that, which I always go back to my point, that we're getting another rematch or a match too soon, too close to the last match or whatnot. And but the payoff was spectacular. I mean, like I said, once I said it last week again, man, we've been waiting for these two to lock up in the ring, and like it wasn't too much of a spot fest like usually they have on Raw. You know, have to do too much amazing things to, captivate that it's a main event. But like they just put on a great wrestling match. Naomi has some great strong offense. Charlotte always, superb. She's gonna do her thing because like she's pretty much the best women's athlete on both brands. If you want to put it on paper or whatnot. But like they put on a great match, man. Like I was actually, it seemed like a pay-per-view quality match. I mean, if we would have got that match one-on-one at WrestleMania, I would have been satisfied. Maybe not the ending, but I was okay with the ending. But like maybe not the ending at WrestleMania, but that was a WrestleMania type of feel. You know what I'm saying? That's a big match moment. And like I just love that Naomi looked that well. I mean, you probably could give a lot of credit to also maybe to Charlotte, for helping, carry the match. But I'm not saying that Naomi they do a part, but like I love that Naomi was a part of that. And they're pretty much in people's eyes, people can look at it and say like, damn, Naomi can go, because we already knew it. Yeah. I mean, she's been in the business long enough, but I can't say too much about it. I'm just gonna let you go ahead and bring in this hot tag and let you pick up the pieces.
All right. Well, I fully agree. Charlotte and Naomi gave a great match last week, and they gave an even better match this week. And the one thing that I liked about this match is the fact that they didn't really waste time. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like they really made it count. Like before the match really got started, like they were hitting fairly big moves on each other, like immediately. Like, right. Naomi hit that bulldog into the turnbuckle, you know what I'm saying? And then they got outside the ring and then they started brawling out there. And it wasn't a lot of downtime, like, okay, they're working holds and stuff like that, like reverse chin locks and, all that type, working the arm, working the leg. It wasn't a whole lot of that. It was really like they really kept the pace up. They went right forward, you know what I'm saying? And it's very rare. I was actually kind of surprised. I'm like, damn, she hit that move. They're quick, they're hitting these kind of moves that early. I enjoyed it. If I had to say one bad thing, Naomi did not take those chops well.
Oh, no, not at all.
She took those chops.
Like actually hurt too.
It was almost like she didn't want to take them. No, she didn't want to take him. We can
Nah,
just say we can go on record and say she didn't want to take him. Yeah. But outside of that, if I had to say one bad thing, that would be the only bad thing about this match, is that she didn't eat the chops. She didn't eat them, and she should have. Like she kept putting her hand in the way. Yeah. We couldn't even get the sound effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like she didn't want the boobies to be marked up. You know.
Right.
But, all in all, like a really good match, and I was cool. Like, of course, if this was a WrestleMania match, the ending would have sucked.
Right.
But for it being a SmackDown Live, and the fact that we know that somewhere down the line we'll probably get this match again, and it'll have to be a definitive winner for the title. Yeah. Plus, it keeps Naomi the champion for a little bit longer, and it keeps Charlotte looking strong because now you got 3 other women that don't care what Charlotte's position is. They don't care about Naomi either. It's just a simple fact that it wasn't them in the match.
Right.
So I enjoyed the fact that they got involved. You know, because it was kind of like, where was this last week? But they waited till it was something on the line
exactly
to mess it up. And I like the fact that it bothered me a little bit last week. I'll admit, but they fixed it.
Sometimes as a fan we get impatient. You know how because like we're so used to them dropping the ball or not taking a storyline where it should end or take it where it should go, and like
Bray Wyatt.
Very wide, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that, like I said, the payoff was great. Like we both agree on that. I'm a little selfish on the fact that I'm just glad Naomi's a part of a great match because that was a great match to me.
It was.
It's just like I'm just glad because you always look at certain people like. Alexa Bliss kind of get a little exposed at times. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see even that. Like I said, you didn't watch Raw.
No, I didn't.
But Alexa versus Sasha, that match wasn't that as good as I wanted to be. Both little people, and you know what I'm saying, and pretty much kind of similar styles a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that match kind of exposed what Alexa did on SmackDown when she was in a feud with Becky or she was in a feud with Naomi. You know what I'm saying? Actually, even when she fought against Naomi, the match wasn't great. It wasn't like one of the matches we'll go back and watch, but I'm just glad Naomi, because you can watch a match and you can say, oh, okay, that was a good match, but once they get in the ring with somebody else, you can say, oh, I think that whole match was because of whoever she was fighting. But Naomi carried her own in this match as well. So I'm just glad she's a part. I want her to be a part of that elite class as far as Naomi. Not as far as Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, and Becky, get inserted into that class. Like, hey, I can be up here. I can hang with y'all too. Yeah, I'm not just a diva.
It's certain competitors that we want to see do well, and she's one of them. Yeah, we have a soft spot for her, and because it took so long for her to finally get there. Yeah. So we don't want to see her go down to injury. We don't want to see her, not be able to wrestle anymore. We don't want to see somebody else come and take her spotlight. We really want to see her spotlight. We want to see her do well in the position that that she in the role that she's been given. So I'm glad that they had a really good match, and I'm pretty sure that when they came backstage, they were like, "Hey, y'all tore down the house," because the crowd. That was one point where the crowd was actually behind what was taking place in the ring, and they used the ring around them. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't all in the ring. They got outside the ring. They had just different things happening. Even Charlotte went for the moonsault. I didn't even expect her to really do anything high risk. Right. But the near falls and things like that, it just kept everybody kind of interested and on the edge of their seat. So, kudos.
But the other thing, match. Nothing negative about the match, but I looked at something also on the news and rumors or whatever. I meant to say something about it, but I figured we was gonna come back around. But they said the viewership went down for SmackDown during the main event, and I don't want that. I hope that WWE has enough common sense not to look at that and say, okay, we can't let y'all close the show no more. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit like that. Because like I said, I think it was simply viewership been down for the last couple of weeks. I think it's mainly because of playoffs
and the shakeup.
The shakeup as well, but I'm saying they said SmackDown was number 3. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's number 1 on Tuesdays night. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I think playoffs plays a major factor in there. NBA playoffs.
And you had 2 games on.
Yeah.
The same time.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I had that remote control in my hand.
I was going back and forth too.
So
no, but I did leave it put.
Yeah, on the main event.
The main event because I want to see that. I definitely want to see that. But the Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, I was moving around.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. Right. Will we? We're definitely going to get to that.
We'll get to that.
Okay, good deal. Okay, well, it's my turn. Oh no, it's yours. It's back to you because we had a hot tag.
Oh yeah,
it's back to you. So let's take the turn. EJ, what was your Smackdown this week?
My Smackdown this week was the opening segment. Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler. To be honest, another one. Okay, dig that.
Hot tag again.
Once again, I'm gonna be brief because I like to just jump back in on what you say. But it was a waste. I chuckled a little bit about the Michael Jackson reference, but it wasn't for the reason of being that it was funny. It was the fact that, like, dang, he pulled this out. That was kind of funny. The fact that he went there because he said he's from Indiana. Also, I didn't see it coming. You know what I'm saying? But just the whole. I'm thinking we're gonna get an opening match, and when Dolph came out there in his regular clothes, I'm like, this is possible. I mean, this is not where it's going. And I mean, the segment didn't do it. I mean, it seemed very rawish. And that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it opened up dry because the fact that, you're anticipating a good kickoff and you get this exchange of words. He talking about he don't understand them and all this type of shit. I mean, like, and the crowd kind of like was dead during the situation. I mean, like, you brought that up. And like I said, I'm going to let you pinpoint and take over on the rest of that. But, like, I just wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So bring it in.
Okay. Oh, that's a quick one. That's a quick one. We're gonna get in there.
I'm probably gonna get back in. You know what I'm saying? Just
how can I say this? What I know exactly how I'm gonna say it. What the hell are we waiting for?
I don't know.
What are we waiting for? It's not like we've never seen Shinsuke Nakamura wrestle.
Right. If
you have the WWE Network, you have to be an idiot. I shouldn't say that.
Stupid idiot.
A stupid idiot. Well, fine. We'll go with it. You'd have to be a stupid idiot to not have tuned into NXT during the time when Shinsuke Nakamura has been down there. If you just figured out who he was in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks since he's been on SmackDown Live, I can't even really consider you a wrestling fan.
No.
Not a WWE fan.
No.
You don't follow the product. So, I mean, if his debut match is being billed for Backlash, which is not a major pay-per-view anyway, that in itself is a waste. It seems, and it's just me. You run a commercial on Monday nights every week, telling me what I can expect on SmackDown. Picture this. Tomorrow night on SmackDown Live.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura makes his in-ring debut against the show-off Dolph Ziggler. It sells itself.
Right.
And we'll have to wait for it. And not to say that the match won't be worth anything when we get to Backlash. But it's like you're not able to capitalize on who this man is, how great he is, how awesome he is. Because at least on NXT, I didn't have to wait till TakeOver to see him wrestle.
Right.
He fought the Drifter. He fought Blake Murphy. He fought Buddy Murphy. He fought Blake and Murphy in singles matches. It just wasn't takeovers.
Right.
So it wasn't like we had to wait for a pay-per-view or wait for a big night to showcase Shinsuke. We got him in other matches. Did he fight Ty Dillinger?
I don't know. He probably did. I know he fought Finn.
He fought Finn. I mean, on NXT.
Cedric Alexander, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, he fought people on the damn roster that may not have been the main person.
But it was a hell of a match, too.
And he still had good matches. Even if it was just an opportunity for him to go out there and hit his moves.
Yeah.
Just hit a couple of his moves.
Aiden English. They could have thrown him out there.
Exactly. In-ring debut. Aiden English.
And Dolph could have came and interrupted that, after he got through, like, who are you? I mean, anything, But, yeah, just like you said, the only thing that I pointed out, if he's going to make his debut at Backlash, Backlash right now, I'm jealous because Miller and Sterling and Calvin, they're gonna be at the mud.
Yeah.
But that card looks pretty dope. Automatically, because not you gonna have AJ versus Kevin Owens. More than likely, you're gonna have Corbin versus Sami Zayn, Shinsuke versus Dolph, and the tag team titles. It's gonna be a good match.
And probably Naomi and Charlotte.
Again, possibly, or maybe Naomi and Charlotte versus. And Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky versus the other three women. That's how I think they're going with it. But anyway, But yeah, I mean, they advertise, and we get to the show, and he's just talking. And
Right.
I'm a little disappointed because, like I said, we've been wanting him to get that call up, and like, let's see him in the ring. I mean, you already seen him in a dark match that's been floating around the internet or whatever, and whatnot. On SmackDown against Dolph, and you could basically look at it like, I don't want to step on your toes, hopefully, but like, this is a repeat of last week. The whole show. Basically, everything. And I really reviewed this like everything was the same as last week.
Nothing was different.
Nothing.
It just came in different orders.
Even the tag match, as far as Breezango and Ascension, that happened on main event last week.
Yeah,
I told you.
Telling me. I never watched it though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so every match that happened last week happened again, and like, surprisingly, it's still a decent show. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't looking forward to it that much, but
they made it. They were able to make it through it because every time they announced the next match, I was like, oh
yeah, we was like again, yeah. But like I said, back to the point, like Shinsuke, I mean, they got it. We ready, and I hope they don't. Even with still talking about Backlash, I hope they don't pull the trigger too soon. Like, okay, we're gonna give y'all Dolph versus Shinsuke. Dolph's gonna leave the ring, not finish the match, and then we're gonna get a Backlash. Or with Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, let that shit brew for a month and let it happen at Backlash. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they can keep these people away from each other for the next 3 weeks. It'd be a great payoff.
I agree. All I can say is that from everybody that's debuted or like whatever, everybody that's been called up or however you want to call it, I feel like this is probably the worst call up of everybody. And the reason why I say that is because Shinsuke Nakamura is already in a limited position because his English is not great. He can't go out and do a 15-minute promo. You know what I'm saying? And if all you're going to do is try to sell his interest every week and then say, okay, now we can wait 5 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks for a match, like that just defeats the purpose to me. I mean, like, we've seen Nakamura in the ring. The ones of us that follow the entire product. So it's not like, oh man, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody new. Because when Samoa Joe showed up, he showed up, beat the hell out of Seth Rollins. The next week he fought Roman Reigns. The Revival showed up. First night, they beat the New Day. Ty Dillinger showed up. He beat Kurt Hawkins. Like, there was none of this, oh wait, man, we got to build this first match.
You know who? You know,
get him in there.
You know what it is? I think it's all Vince. Because you heard it. Did you even hear the thing that they're gonna stop calling him the King of Strong Style? They're gonna start calling him the Artist.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't like that.
What type of bullshit is that, man? Like he has a shirt that says the King of Strong Style. I have it.
Yeah.
And you gonna just switch it? Call him the Artist? Get the fuck out of here, Vince. Stop.
Yeah. Nothing creative about that.
Why? Which is a RBU quote they always say. Why reinvent the wheel? Strong Style is what we know him by. Strong Style is what he's known for. Why are you trying to take that away because you didn't create it? Yeah. That shit gets on my fucking nerves, man.
I mean, out of everybody that's been called up, there was none of this, let's play wait and see. Let's kind of see how it goes. Like, he's been in NXT for over a year. Put him on the main roster, shoot him to the moon.
Yeah.
It's simple. I mean, like, nothing against Dolph Ziggler, but we know he's just in there to take the damn ass whooping. Yeah. He'll put on a decent match, but ultimately he's going to take the ass whooping.
Like I said, we're looking forward to that match too. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, Dolph Ziggler, regardless how they're booking him, he's a hell of a performer. He can put on a great match. So it's going to be a great match regardless. But like you said, just get it done. Like,
as soon as everybody, even with Austin Aries, as soon as he was healthy, cleared from his eye injury, he right back in the ring. All this wait stuff. We got to wait till WrestleMania. No, he was back in the ring, 205 Live, Monday Night Raw, every damn week. What's the damn hold up? If you're going to bring him up. If that was the case, they could have really waited on bringing him up. Because now we got to wait 5 weeks. And it's unnecessary because as long as you're not living under a rock, you already know what Shinsuke can do. Even if you didn't really watch NXT, but you follow the independents, you follow New Japan, you already know about Shinsuke Nakamura. There's no way you can not know about him. I didn't like the fact, and here's the other part that I didn't like. I know you said you kind of chuckled a bit. I didn't like the whole Michael Jackson thing because I think that takes the legitimacy and the seriousness of who Shinsuke Nakamura is.
I agree. Yeah, you're right.
And makes it into like a joke. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that because certain people I think you should protect. And I think you should protect somebody like Shinsuke Nakamura. Don't just turn him into another act on the card. You know what I'm saying? Let him be this legitimate badass dude that comes to the ring and makes these. Nobody should even be able to say anything about his entrance, to call out his entrance. Because you think about it. For the people that don't watch NXT or the people that don't watch New Japan, they listen to Dolph Ziggler cut that promo. You just threw a cold bucket of water on your newest talent. You know what I'm saying? On your newest talent that people are not familiar with yet.
Right.
The crowds out there, it's not like Shinsuke can give this great comeback. All he said was jackass in response to all of what Dolph was saying.
Right.
That's not going to work today.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Let the man prove that he's a badass by what he's done in the ring.
Because if anything, they should fear him. You know what I'm saying? Because his reputation. I mean, he's battled with Samoa Joe. Yeah. I mean, and there wasn't no jokes and extra things going on in that feud, you know, even with anybody else, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, I completely agree. You know, that completely went over my head when it happened last night. But, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't want it to be taken as just a joke and a side act. Like, everybody know, if you've been watching him, what he's capable of and what his attitude is like in the ring. So, don't turn this artist shit on us and try to make it work. I mean,
this Michael Jackson thing. I mean, like, you know, it's one of those type of things that you allow the commentary to say.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't mix that in with a storyline.
Right.
Because that discredits him. You know, I think it discredits him as a performer, as a wrestler in the ring. You know what I'm saying? As the king of strong side, it just discredits him. It makes him look like a farce. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not to be, you know, he's to be taken lightly. And, you know, maybe that's Dolph Ziggler's thing, you know what I'm saying, to kind of overlook everybody and say he's the best thing going. But I think personally, from a storyline perspective and from just a booking perspective, it was a bad move. You know what I'm saying? To that early, go there that early. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Shinsuke has nothing that he can really use to back it up because he's the new kid on the block right now.
Right.
You know, so.
Okay. Good talk. Good Smackdown.
Yeah.
But it's time to go even deeper.
Yeah.
So, you to me?
Yes. EJ, what was your smack in the face?
This week, my smack in the face is a no DQ match between Randy Orton and Eric Rowan.
I'm glad you mentioned it. Saves me the trouble of having to put it in my near files.
That's why I told you. I alluded to it earlier. I said, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Take it away.
For the second week in a row, I don't care about this shit. I don't. Why are we having this match? Why? And no DQ, what does that do for me? Like, why? Why are we having no DQ? Nobody interfered in their match last week. I just don't get it. And then, like, even the whole process, Eric Rowan once again loses. What? Why are we doing this? I mean, the only thing that saved a little small part of that segment was Jinder Mahal coming out cutting that promo. That's the only thing. Because was that the part? Did Bray cut his promo before that match, or it was later on?
It was later on in the night.
Yeah, okay. Don't even get me started on that shit. But it's just the fact that like, why is Randy Orton, since he won the title, fought nobody important? If you think about it, the night after after WrestleMania, it was just him coming out there addressing the crowd, and Bray Wyatt called him out and came in the ring, and they ended up having the tag match later on that night. Eric Rowan. The next week, a match against Eric Rowan. The week after that, or was it that next week? No,
just next week. 2 weeks, because he had 2 weeks. But remember, we said 2 weeks of him, Eric Rowan getting beat on, going out on his back.
Well, Eric Rowan was in that #1 contenders match.
That was last week.
That was the week before.
That was last week.
The
six-pack challenge wasn't last week?
No, it was the week before, because last week, Eric Rowan fought Randy Orton.
No, the six-pack challenge was last week.
It was?
Yeah.
And that's when Jinder Mahal won?
Yeah. It's only been a week.
Okay, I take that back then.
Yeah.
But still, back to my point.
So 2 weeks straight.
Orton, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, each time, Eric Rowan hasn't got a win. And the fact that we're getting forced with another Eric Rowan versus Randy Orton match and try to make it extra and no DQ. I mean, you brought it up that Randy Orton's pretty much just coasting with the title right now. And I agree, like, he hasn't had a serious match since WrestleMania. If you want to count that as a serious match, because, I mean, it was bullshit too. But, I mean, even the commentators overlooked the fact that Randy Orton has to face Jinder Mahal at Backlash. So they are already excluding that, number one, the match this Sunday is not going to be for the title. Number two, that Randy Orton, even if it was for the title, Randy Orton's going to win the title. I mean, retain the title. So it's like, what are they doing? Like, if he's not, I just don't get what they're doing with this WWE title. I know that's the only heavyweight championship on both brands right now, but still, like, I don't have words for it. I just don't care for this at all. Once again, it's like, I honestly thought it was gonna be partially a hard tag because I didn't have too much to say about it. But like, this shit is like, I mean, that was a moment when I'm glad NBA basketball was on, or I'm glad I had the controller for the Xbox in my hand because like I didn't care for that shit. Like it immediately turned me off. If anything, that's when the viewership should have went down, for SmackDown. But that's all I got, man. I'm tired of this shit.
I'm tired of it too. So I'm not going to even spend a lot of time talking about it. But I will say, you took the title off of Bray Wyatt for this. I don't get it. A new person with the title. You strip them of the title, give it to Randy Orton. And since WrestleMania, Randy Orton has had a tag match with Eric Rowan, a singles match with Eric Rowan, an in-the-ring promo where he threatens an RKO, a no disqualification match in a month, almost a month now, in 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we've gotten from him. This is terrible.
You had all that steam going into WrestleMania for this program, and it's nothing now.
It's almost like, well, I burnt that house down last month. That's what it feels like. It just feels like, well, hey, you remember I burnt that house down.
Right.
And like, y'all love that shit. So we just going to keep talking about that. I ain't got to do nothing else because I burned the house down. You know what I'm saying? I took the cruise.
I knew he was going with that.
And I drove it into the vessel of Sister Abigail. You saw it. You saw it. So I don't have to do shit now. I did that. So it's like now I'm on OT. Time and a half. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting this. I'm just sitting on the clock right now.
Uh-huh.
And then what it feel like? It just feel like he's sitting on the clock as the WWE champion. Like, and I mentioned this in that Our Heart Wrestling group last night. I said this is probably his worst of all 13 reigns.
Uh-huh.
This first month as him being champion has probably been, I could probably categorize this as the worst world title reign that he's had. This is terrible. Dude don't even seem interested in nothing that he's doing right now. Nothing. It just seems like he's just showing up, collecting a check. And that's bad because like I used to be like a huge Orton fan. You know what I'm saying? And like here lately I'm just like, no, I'm good. So I don't know. Man.
It's just he's so boring right now.
He's dry as a bone.
And like a lot of legends like Stone Cold and everybody, point that out a lot. Like he doesn't seem like enthused to be there a lot of times. Like and like really think about it, like he doesn't put on great matches. It's so slow and like so paced, and I mean, which helps his character because he's the snake or the viper or whatever you want to call it. Like he kind of slithers around the ring and all that bullshit. But like it's like right now, I mean, that's not what we need. Like, if you're not going to keep up with the pace of the program or what everybody else is bringing to the table, there's no need for you. Be a part-timer like your boy John Cena.
Like Brock.
Oh, yeah, or like Brock.
Because at this point, I mean, even though we get more moves from Orton, his matches are nothing but Brock Lesnar matches. All over. I mean, that's just
Stumps
Brock
and
Lesnar
punches
matches.
and body slams and DDTs and RKO.
Yeah. I mean, like, we don't get anything, oh, snap, you know. At one point, we were, you know, on this podcast, we were giving Orton credit for, you know, being fresh, mixing it up with guys that he don't normally mix it up with. The match he had with Dean Ambrose in Memphis was a good match. The match he had with the American Alpha for the tag team titles, good match. But ultimately, it's just lost its steam. It's just lost its steam, and it's just constantly fizzling out. And like, I'm not interested now. Like, that's the WWE title,
right?
And like, even with what they're trying to do with Jinder Mahal, like in 1 week's time, I'm so for Jinder Mahal winning the title now.
Took 1 week.
In 1 week, in 1 week's time, because now I'm getting a constant reminder every week of how bland and unseasoned. And by unseasoned, I mean like in food reference. How bland Randy Orton is right now.
He baked chicken.
He's hospital food.
Hospital food, damn.
He's hospital food, right?
Jail food better than hospital food.
Probably so.
I don't know from experience.
Me neither, but
I mean, I've seen some gourmet type food in jail.
Hospital food.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no salt, no seasoning. It's just we put it in a skillet, put it in a pot. From the pot to your damn plate, here you go, bon appetit. Hospital food, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So anyway, J.Fields.
Yes, sir.
What is your smack in the face this week?
My smack in the face is the tag team division.
Uh-oh.
Now, before I go into this, I will say congratulations to Breezango. Finally, they're getting the opportunity to do something meaningful. And I'll leave it, and I'll pause there because that's all I got positive. Why in the hell are we having a beat the clock challenge? I hate those things.
Yeah, you brought that up numerous times.
I hate to beat the clock. And the thing about it is that it's probably my fault because I said something about it a couple weeks ago about how they need to find something else to do to determine #1 contenders. Now, they did take some of my advice because I said, stop having these multiple man matches.
Yeah.
And they did. They stopped having the multiple man matches. It wasn't a 6 tag team turmoil match. But they went with beat the clock. And they tried to build it like it was going to be this really great thing. And I'm like, oh. But my problem with the tag team division is, #1, you brought the Colognes in. They already weren't like over because they were jobbers. You bring them in. They jump American Alpha. The next week, they beat American Alpha. And then the week after that, you have them lose to American Alpha. Yeah. Completely wiped out all that momentum that they were starting to build for themselves. Bad move. Bad call. Then, in a fairly decent match, we get the Ascension versus Breezango. And these cats beat the Ascension in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. The fact that I know that the Ascension got pinned in 2 minutes and 41 seconds completely squashes them. The fact that the Colognes got beat in 5 minutes and 5 minutes and 17 seconds also squashes them. Because now you put the time up there for me to see it. I didn't just watch the match and say, oh, that was a pretty good match. I don't check times. You gave me the time, which just lowered the expectation of the tag teams now. So my biggest issue is the fact that they don't know how to book everybody to look strong. As you know, at the top of the show, I mentioned how they allowed Baron Corbin to get his momentum back immediately. We didn't have to wait until next week's episode or 2 weeks down the line, or maybe even him not getting his momentum back. He lost the match to a quick roll-up, and we instantly got him beating the hell out of Sami Zayn on Talking Smack. He got suspended. He's a badass now. He putting his hands on WWE officials, jumping people backstage. That's becoming his MO. That's good. But what do you do for an Ascension team that's never on TV already as it is? Mm-hmm. And then when they're on TV, you only give them 2 minutes and 41 seconds. How can somebody look good in 2 minutes and 41 seconds? I've written songs longer than 2 minutes and 41 seconds. We're talking about wrestling here. I mean, there has to be some kind of way to put them back on the map. Then, not to mention, you got the New Day coming.
Yeah,
pretty soon, and they're going to run through everybody.
That's further pushes the Ascension.
Which further shoves the Ascension down to the bottom. Which means that if Breezango beats the Usos or is able to sustain some type of a push, when the New Day arrives, the Colognes don't matter. The Ascension won't matter. Breezango won't matter. Mm-hmm. It'll be the Usos, American Alpha, and the New Day. And it'll be right back to those other teams fighting each other, losing to make New Day, American Alpha, and the Usos look strong.
Good point. Great smack in the face. My thing is, just like we're alluding to, what's the rush? Backlash is at May 20th. Today is the 26th of April. Why are you putting a beat the clock match this early? Just, we always allude to this numerous times. Have a tournament.
Yeah.
They don't have to. I mean, if they had the Ascension match next week, it would make total sense. Okay, why are we doing both of them the same night if you're not going to give them time?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have easily put the time up. Could have been like a 7 to 10 minute match. Or, like I said, 7 to 10 minute match. Next week, Breezango now could have put on a decent match and could have beat American Alpha's record by 10 seconds or 5 seconds, however you want to do it.
Or, how about you just say the winners of both of those matches face each other the next week?
Yeah.
And that team goes on to
even
fight.
Better.
And then we don't have to even deal with the beat the clock or the time or none of this stuff. And then you could give them, like you said, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
12 minutes, 15 minutes to really go out and showcase. Because everything just feels rushed.
Because that match had potential. The Breezango and the Ascension match had potential. Because, like, it was pretty spot on back and forth. But another thing, to answer your question, like I said, this is me thinking. You don't have to agree with it. Y'all, the viewers don't have to, listeners don't have to agree with it. But, like, if you're not going to do anything serious to the Ascension, you can kind of go back to that role of what they did when they was with Stardust. Put them with somebody so they can get the exposure every week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let them be the backups. They can wipe the face paint off and just go back to being the NXT Ascension and just be backup. Possibly, now I understand Baron Corbin doesn't have a good track record of having friends or alliances, but pair them up. I mean, something to make it to the point where have them helping someone else to get that exposure. Because even when they was with Stardust, they was out there every week. People knew them. It was a household name because they was on your TV on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Right.
Your point? Book it.
or if Breezango is on their way back to mediocrity as well after this feud with the Usos, put them with Dolph Ziggler. Put Breezango with Dolph Ziggler. Get rid of the Breezango name. Get rid of the Fashion Police. Just let them be a group of pretty boys.
I will say, though, what would be interesting and entertaining, very entertaining, is not saying that Breezango is going to win the titles, but if they will still maintain a great status on the tag team division, their interactions with New Day.
I agree.
I feel that would be very entertaining because, Tyler Breeze and Xavier Woods are, like, best friends. Yeah. But, like, I would love to see their interaction, what New Day would have to say about them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? See what, Fashion Police. Not saying I love the Fashion Police gimmick, but, like, if they would say y'all wearing unicorns and all this type of stuff, get ass a ticket, that would make good TV. But, like,
I mean, they were entertaining on Talking Smack. I know you said you were kind of in and out on the segment, but, like, go back and watch it. Like, they came in really strong. They was like, you are not the Usos, you are the Uggos. You know what I'm saying? And then Tyler Breeze was like, you are the you so ugly. Like, that's entertaining. Like, I'm like, keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? And then Fandango with this weird ass voice, you know, and they're just talking and just being strange over each other. It was almost like a Beavis and Butthead kind of thing. Like they just like a strange ass commentary. Like people don't normally just talk over the person that's interviewing or make little snide remarks as the person that they're being interviewed by is talking, but like they were constantly like sliding stuff in, like quick little jabs and stuff, and like you don't get that all the time. And it was pretty good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed it, you know. But I just think it's unfair to the division, to the people that's, you know, holding it down, that in a few weeks or whenever New Day, you know, they probably say New Day for Backlash. They'll probably come in and squash the Ascension, you know, just to let them look good, get the big pop. You know, they'll probably come in and beat them at Backlash, and then we'll be, you know, New Day and the top teams. Yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna have people lose, you have a quality tag team division. Everybody in your tag team division is capable of a really good match. Yeah. Ascension's capable of a really great match. Breezango, capable of a really good match. American Alpha, really great match. The Usos, you add the New Day in there. You got the Colognes, capable of a really good match. I mean, we have a great tag team division, but you gotta use it, though. Yeah. You gotta elevate everybody's, put everybody in the mix. Get everybody on equal ground, and then let them all battle each other. Like, you know, and you know, we talk about this all the time. Like, you know, and you know, we bring it up all the time, but you think about the Attitude Era. You had 18 guys all on the same playing field with each other, all battling each other. You never know from night to night who was gonna win. You know what I'm saying? There was no, Kurt Angle goes out and got squashed tonight by Kane, or Kane went out and got squashed by Steve Austin. Like, no, everybody was basically beating everybody, rising. Everybody rose to the occasion. That's what's missing. You can even go back down to, as far as Attitude Era, go back down to the tag team division. Like any given night, you had different rivalries. It wasn't, you had some people focus on the title, you had some people focus on getting that opportunity to fight the title. Just make people fight for that. They trying to get their status up. I mean, NXT, we praise them a lot. They do a great job of that, letting people build up wins, letting people build up TV exposure, you know. So once they take that opportunity and get put in a position, it's believable. Which also alludes to work right now where we're talking about, if you would have told me 3 weeks ago, I'll even say 2 weeks ago, that your number one contender for the WWE title is Jinder Mahal, and your number one contenders for the tag team title is Breezango, I damn near would super kick your ass. Easily. Because like, I'm like, dude, what are you saying? Yeah. Breezango loses all the time. Jinder Mahal just got beat by Grunt and Mojo Rawley. Right. Twice. So, but like, 2 times. Yeah. Every WrestleMania. 2 times. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll once again, it's not me being biased because we cover it, but like, Smackdown does a great job of throwing something fresh and new in there. But at the same time, while you freshening it up, make sure everything else is prepped and ready to get inserted in that freshness as well. There has to be a payoff. Yeah. And I'll take that and let me raise you one. Think back to some of your former tag team champions. Okay. And I'm going to close with this big one. You had The Rock and Shawn Michaels. You had Big Show and The Undertaker. Big Show and Jericho. Edge and Jericho. Edge and Randy Orton. What was it about those tag teams? And the last one I'm going to call is The Rock and Mankind, Rock and Sock. You had these tag teams in your tag team division, main event players in your tag team division. What is that going to do for your tag team division? Elevated to the top. Elevated to where everybody's like, oh, wow. And it wasn't like, oh, they're just out here squashing everybody. They went out and had quality matches with everybody in the tag team division. You got the New Age Outlaws versus Rock and Sock. New Age Outlaws were never main eventers, world champions. But they were in the ring main eventing with The Rock and Mankind. Even to your point, you had Shawn Michaels and Triple H versus, when it was DX, versus Miz and Morrison at the time. Yeah. Elevation. Elevation. This is how you move those guys to your Intercontinental titles, your U.S. titles, your WWE titles. Because if you use everything to get your people to the next level, why not take Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, make them a tag team. Just temporary.
Yeah, I feel you.
Make them a tag team temporarily. Let them join the tag team division. The Colognes, the New Day. You're getting quality matches out of every Breezango. You're getting quality matches out of them by just having another tag team of high proportion that they can go in there and battle with. That's gonna give them the shine. That's gonna give them. That's really giving somebody the rub. Not just, oh, I'm in the ring with them. No, that's really giving them the rub.
Yeah,
because then you can have that tag team, that AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, or whatever tag team you put together with your main eventers. You can have them lose on the account of the fact that they're not really friends or they're not really trying to be a And then you got a new tag team at the top with the titles. And then you got another program that can start between this tag team.
Boom. Brilliant.
That's booking.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how they used to do it.
Right. They just alluded away from it. They say, hey, y'all get out there and make that team look good and come back here and get a bottle of water.
They keep everybody separate now.
Yeah.
Everybody's separate. Nobody has the ability to go for anything. Hell, Shawn Michaels and John Cena were tag team champions.
Remember.
I mean, hello?
Yeah. I mean, just like you said, I mean, it also when you wouldn't get these pointless and dumb storylines between people who shouldn't even be in the ring at this moment because it doesn't make sense. Like I say, just like you point out, put these teams together. I mean, not necessarily AJ and Sami Zayn don't have to be heel or faces in that situation. It's been fact like, hey, we're not working out, man. Like, I'm better off on my own anyway. And you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know, I didn't want to be on your team anyway. They don't have to be a heel or face situation. They can be like, hey, I do better by myself. Just like you said, that disbandment of the show on their tag team could be another program. Like, oh, on top of that, the people they just lost to elevate automatic. We just beat two former NXT or World Heavyweight Champions. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It helps. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You're exactly right on that. I mean,
and then ask yourself this: Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker in a ladder match. Jeff Hardy was still a tag team wrestler.
Yep.
What did that match with The Undertaker do for Jeff Hardy?
Gave him a stamp of approval.
They made him bigger than Matt. Matt just now starting to get equal to Jeff.
You're right.
With the whole broken gimmick. Had it not been for the broken gimmick, Jeff would still be the favorite Hardy.
Yeah.
Everybody would still love Jeff way more than they love Matt. Matt would always be the redhead stepchild. You know what I'm saying? You had the two-man power trip. I know I'm not supposed to say this name, I guess, but you had Chris Benoit and Jericho.
Yeah.
They beat Austin and Triple H.
Yep. Power trip.
Then they went on to have a four-way ladder match with the Dudleys, Edge, and Christian, and the Hardys. Two main event guys.
Yeah. You're right.
That's how you get everybody over. You ain't got nothing for them to do. That's how you get them something to do.
The same thing we say with Dolph Ziggler. Involve them in the tag team.
Yeah.
Try to build that same momentum you had once with him back up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think that'll about do it for the review.
Yeah.
So, let's get into near falls. I know there's a few out there. So, you got one?
My near fall would have to come from Talking Smack.
Okay.
This was an extremely enjoyable show from top to bottom. Breezango was strong. Becky Lynch she said, "This is not my fight." She said, "People used to jump me all the time. I'm not going after to say nobody." That's essentially what she said, you know. Yeah. And she said that she was going to keep doing things the right way. But she said this time it wasn't my battle. They were asking her why she didn't go to the ring. And then, of course, we got Sami Zayn, strong promo, strong interview. And then we got Baron Corbin just coming out of nowhere blasting them. One of my favorite Talking Smacks in recent memory from top to bottom. Normally it gets a little dry somewhere in there. Yeah. This one was strong all the way through, like from top to bottom. All three guests did a great job. I enjoyed Talking Smack for this week. Becky Lynch, Breezango was entertaining as hell. Sami Zayn did what he needed to do to get to the beat down, and Baron Corbin finished it up. You know. Yeah. That was my near fall. What about you?
Same with me. I'm gonna stay on the positive note. I mean, I loved how Jinder Mahal looked in that.
He did damn well.
Yeah, last night. I mean,
damn good.
He carried himself well, and the fact that he stole the title. Yeah. I mean, that was some attitude type shit. Like you know, nobody ain't stole the title in a long time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just the fact that how he took it And it looked, I mean, no homo, but it looks good on him. Like
Right.
it seemed, it fits. Seemed like something I can buy into or believe. Like I told BK and some other people on the group last night, it was like, I mean, I'm reaching my back pocket. I pulled my wallet out, but I ain't yet haven't reached into my wallet to put,
Right.
to buy into it. But I'm almost there. I'm at the counter. You know what I'm saying? But it's just,
it's happening.
you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you're never gonna get that. Man, they should have built him up and he should have won an IC title. I mean, like, if you're going to use that excuse, I mean, Roman Reigns, of course, shouldn't be in the position he's in right now.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Because he jumped, like, I mean, who brought that up? Kurt Angle even brought that up. Like, you know, he thinks the fans really don't like the route Roman Reigns is on because of the fact that, like, he immediately shot over everything else to get where he is now.
Right.
And then they try to backtrack it, and then they try to do it again. And you know what I'm saying, this kind of alludes to, like, a thing we can open to talk about on GTW, Guys Talk Wrestling, is that if they put that much effort into booking Bray Wyatt, as much as they put into booking Roman Reigns over the pushing, we wouldn't be having a conversation about how boring Bray Wyatt is. Because, like, I just, this is a thing I don't get. And like I said, it's the fact that WWE knows the blueprint for this right now. Nobody's buying into this Roman Reigns being the victim right now, because like I said, even to the fact that he's hurt right now, but surprisingly, he's going to show up Sunday for Payback and wrestle a match, and more than likely he's going to win. So you're telling me, stir on them, this is pretty much a repeat of what they're talking about. You can get tossed off a fucking dock, flipped over in an ambulance truck, crushed with a fucking whatever that shit was. He pushed up against the door. And your ass can come back and put on a match. It's pretty much like you shitting on every injury in real life, period. I understand it's kayfabe.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that, like, you bringing him back over to overcome all that to win. And what is this doing for you? Why are you trying so hard to put this one person over when you have a million? I'm being over exaggerating, but like other people in the same business is way more worthy of that spot. It's just crazy that they're constantly, okay, that didn't work at WrestleMania last year or the year before. Let's try it again. That didn't work at WrestleMania that year. Let's try it again. They constantly give this man opportunity to get over, and it's not working. And it bothers me so much that they don't. I mean, I know they get it, but they're trying to force it. Like, it's so bad. I mean, it's out there. Boos. Nobody wants him on the title. Holding the title. They cheer for the person he's going against. And the person he's going against more than likely deserves to be over. You know what I'm saying? Because Braun Strowman worked his ass off all year. Payoff. He loses. What paper? Oh, was it Fastlane?
Royal Rumble?
That was Royal Rumble. He lost to Roman? Or was it Fastlane? I think it was Fastlane.
It was Fastlane.
Yeah, had a great match, not say great match, had a great performance, and yet all that bill for Braun Strowman, he loses. It's the same type of shit they did with Cena. Rusev, just like you brought up earlier in the show, undefeated for a whole year. Lost to John Cena, all this thing went completely out the window. Bray Wyatt, same thing. All this thing went completely out the window. Why do you focus on the things that we don't want you to focus on?
Or why do you give Roman Reigns and John Cena the hottest thing you got? Or one of the strongest things you got? Keep them away from each other.
Right.
Build them separately, apart from each other. Until when they finally do have a match, then it matters. Then maybe people won't shit all over it. We didn't get Austin and Shawn Michaels right off the top.
It brewed.
Shawn Michaels was already in the WWE title picture. He had already been WWE champion multiple times. Stone Cold, what was Stone Cold doing during that time? Hart Foundation.
Yep.
Dealing with Bret Hart.
The Nation.
Yeah. That's what he was doing. Intercontinental champion. But when you allow people to skip titles, or you don't value titles like you did back in the day, this is what happens. Like, there's no reason why, and I'm just going to give you the short list. There's no reason why Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Rusev should have been fed to John Cena and Roman Reigns. No reason for it. No reason for it. Because now we're in a position now to where Roman Reigns is expected to overcome all. We're in a position now to where John Cena is expected to overcome all. We're in a position now to where Randy Orton is supposed to overcome now all. Brock Lesnar is back to conquer again. He's expected to overcome all. So what about your Sheamus? What about your Cesaro? What about your Dean Ambrose? What about your Seth Rollins? What about your Samoa Joe? Your Rusev? What about your Bray Wyatt? Your Braun Strowman? What about all these other guys that are working? AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. What about those guys? They can't get to the top because you got these other people holding the spot. Just like every week before Roman got into this thing with Braun, every week we're getting Jericho and Roman, Jericho and KO. Think about how long that went on. Every Monday night, there was some type of tag team match. There was some type of handicap match. There was some type of one-on-one match every week with them. And it got so old, so dry, so stale. There was no variety.
Right. I mean,
we can't seem to win here.
I mean, as I say, they put their stock in one person, like one person on it. Just like the Brock situation with the Universal title. I mean, you build it up so much that he's unbeatable. Right. So why should we buy into the fact that he's going to get beat? And then when he does get beat, it's by another part-timer. Exactly. You could have gave that rub to somebody younger.
Think about it like this. We were watching it back then. Warrior and Hogan. By the time we got to Hogan and Warrior, the people wanted Ultimate Warrior to be Hogan.
Yeah.
And Hogan was able to take that loss graciously. We never get that today.
Nope.
Because they're going to let Roman win, regardless of whether the people actually want it, regardless of something they really want to see or whatever. Don't let Roman win. Don't let Cena win regardless. Regardless of what the crowd is saying, they're going to give it to him anyway. Hogan was doing his own thing. Warrior was doing his own thing. Warrior had his feud with Rude, had the feud with Honky Tonk, had the feud with Jake, had the feud with Undertaker. Macho Man. He was doing all that stuff over there. Hogan, he's dealing with Andre, DiBiase. You know, he's dealing with all the people that he's dealing with. They, you know, when they finally linked up, it was a big deal. It mattered. We don't get that anymore. That's unfair. Same thing with Macho Man. The Mega Powers. When the Mega Powers finally went south and it was no more Mega Powers, it mattered. You know what I'm saying? The matches that you never get, those are the ones that you look forward to later on down the line. If we're getting it every single time.
Mixed and tag matches and triple threats and shit. Yeah.
We weren't getting tag matches every week with The Rock and Stone Cold and tag matches every week on Raw. We weren't getting that.
Oh, just like it's a circus show now.
Those dudes main evented WrestleMania 3 times. And each time you wanted to see it.
You wanted to, yeah, exactly.
You wanted to see it.
You didn't see it on Raw or SmackDown or at a pay-per-view.
They weren't giving it to us every damn week on Raw, every week on SmackDown.
Because it's prime example. Prime example. You just said we got 3 times that main event in WrestleMania. The main prime example is Randy Orton versus John Cena. How many times have we got that match?
2 fucking many.
Too many. So the fact that if they was to try to, when that time they try to build it up on SmackDown,
yeah,
they're going at it again. I mean, like, who gives a fuck?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen it before.
No one.
And that's why it upsets me about the, like I said, the fact they're on different brands right now. But I want to see AJ versus Seth Rollins. But they're on different brands, so it won't work. But some way, we got a variation of that because they participated in Survivor Series, which I can be okay that they touched a little bit in that match.
Right.
But they never had that one-on-one, you know.
I don't remember what happened between them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can't either. So, you know,
it didn't happen. It happened, but it didn't happen.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But we used to get, like I said, on which one, we always stumble over our words, but we used to get KO versus Sami Zayn again. It happened too many damn times for the fact that, like, it's special. Right. It's not special anymore. So, same thing about Sami Zayn. I mean, not Sami Zayn, but Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ. If possibly that's going to be the WrestleMania main event next year, I don't need to see them even in the same room together at all until probably February.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give us that same type of anticipation as far as, you know, big matches. Because like I said, Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, they have 3 weeks to not be involved in anything. Right. So I'm trying to see if they're going to pull this off. Sami Zayn, Corbin, try to put, I mean, like, keep them away. Like, exactly. We don't need it immediately. That's, I mean, like I said, we're impatient a lot of times, but like, as far as great stories, like I said, Backlash is already written. It's probably going to be a good pay-per-view.
You just ask yourself, why is TakeOver so much more exciting and so much like, oh snap, I can't wait? Because even your lower card matches, you're not getting tag matches with them every week.
Nope.
On the NXT.
Even rematches for the title.
You're not getting rematches.
Even Amber versus Asuka. We're not going to get that this week.
And we're not going to get it in a tag match. We're not going to get it in a triple threat. We're not going to get it in a fatal four-way or six-pack challenge. We're not going to get it. Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura have only touched twice, and both of them have been on the biggest stage. TakeOver. Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura have only touched 3 times, and each time it's been 2 takeovers, and it's been one live event, one NXT episode over in Australia. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe only touched 3 times. One of them was a live event when Samoa Joe took the title. That in itself should tell you, take what they're doing and give it to us on the main roster. I understand you guys try to fill out 2 hours, but you got way more talent that you can promote. But there, it's like with them being on TV, I feel like with them being on television, they're so concerned about ratings to where like they'll sacrifice what makes good damn sense just to try to make sure that people are watching. But if it's the same thing over and over again, yeah, I sat through Smackdown last week, but it was the same damn thing from last week. And I kind of feel like I'm a part of the problem because I just don't try to turn this shit off.
Right. I mean, just like we brought up, like, even an example as far as Payback this week. The kickoff show has Enzo and Cass versus the Club. Again, the Club. This is a program that's been taking place for I don't know how long.
Too long.
Nearly a year.
Too long.
Because Enzo and Cass debuted last year after WrestleMania, and the Club debuted like probably like a month or 2 after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like this. I mean, we're having it. I mean, I'm actually gonna try to probably fact check this if it's on my mind. Look how many times these folks have fought on Raw or at a pay-per-view.
Or SmackDown, because you remember they were one brand, and you know AJ had the 6-man tag one time.
Yeah.
On SmackDown with the Club versus Enzo and Cass and John Cena.
I mean, it's too many times. And
then we got one-on-one matches. Enzo versus Anderson. Enzo versus Gallows. Gallows versus Cass. Yeah. Gallows versus Enzo. We've gotten it.
Because look what they're doing with the Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardys. They're mixing it up. Yeah, they fought before, but like they're having individual matches. Like I said, hopefully, I mean, like I said, the way it's building right now, this is going to be another feud again. Because like, I think, not to get into predictions, but like, I feel that Cesaro and Sheamus is going to lose again. They're going to do their little handshake thing again because they did it Monday. Yeah. They end up shaking their hand again. I think the 3rd time they're going to do it, they're going to turn on them.
Yeah.
You know, they're turn heel. And this program's going to go on further on. We're going to get that match again. It's not going to be special anymore. You know, I mean, it's a way to build a storyline months without having people involved in the same type of matches week after week after week. That's basically what me and you can agree on. This point we're trying to put across is that, I mean, just do a better job of booking away from each other. Like, have those people put on matches against other people.
Right.
Have a promo. Have somebody pop up on the big screen like they used to do back in the day. Like, yeah, I see you. That wasn't shit. Wait till you see me next Sunday, or wait till you see me 3 weeks from now for the title, you know, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can just still make a story. I mean, not the best example, but what Bray Wyatt is doing. Like, Bray Wyatt's not involved with Randy Orton, but hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I see what you're doing. But
that's because of bad booking.
That's horrible.
Bad booking has.
But that's what I'm saying. The example as far as that, they're not fighting every week.
But we had to sit through 9 months of it, crap.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the 9 months would have been great if they had a good payoff. It wasn't a great payoff. Like I said, up until WrestleMania, we was all on the edge of our seat. And when it happened, we sat all the way back, pulled the recliner up, and said, nope.
He's like, he finna kick out.
You know what I'm saying?
He finna kick out.
That's like words stuck to my head. Like, don't worry, I said back, he finna kick out. That shit, ding, ding, ding. Your new channel. I'm like, no. I mean, I don't want to go back down that road. Anyway, that would do it for the show today.
Yeah.
Great show. I felt great.
Indeed. I feel good about it.
Felt the energy.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Yeah.
especially on that fact about the first blowjob in Iowa. That blew my mind. But anyway.
It came back, folks.
Yeah.
It came back. We're gonna fact check that. We're gonna do some research. Google.
I bet somebody already gonna book it and like start. I mean, not book it, but start googling and see what
Did that really happen? Is that a real fact?
Yeah. So anyway, check out 1559 for other podcasts such as RBU, which we pointed out is a great episode as always. Listen to Sterl rant about Roman Reigns. Also, It's Miller did a hot tag and talked about Roman Reigns as well. Tune into that. Yeah. Pretty good. Check out Lace 'Em Up. Equal Opposite, they just did a review of the TV shows like Scandal and everything. Also on Studio Flow, they did a review for Damn, Kendrick Lamar's latest album. See what they rated the album, what they thought of it, what was their favorite song.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah. And all that other type of stuff.
Yeah.
MWT, Mac and D, all the shows. Click on the Amazon banner, support the site. Click on the GTS podcast page on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Without further ado, that will be it for me, EJ the King.
J.Fields.
And we out this bitch.
Holla, 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 holla.